This is Rivington Barn. Very nice, lovely, beautiful old place, very cosy and quiet and scenic. Situated just north of Bolton on the West Pennine Moors and in the shadow of the Great Winter Hill. Now, for 5 days a week people come here and they enjoy a cup of tea in the barn, and as you can see the car park's full of cars behind me and they exercise the dogs. Oh, very pretty, but very, very boring. But on a Sunday, things are slightly different.
Hi and welcome to Two Wheels Better from one of Britain's most popular biker meeting places, or biker haunts as they're often known. This is Rivington Barn. I've got with me Pete Laidlaw of the BMF. He's a regular visitor to Rivington Barn, aren't you, Peter?
Yes, I get here as often as I can, which is not as often as I'd like. There's a lot of biker haunts in Lancashire and it's a really good place for biking generally, yeah.
What's actually the attraction with Rivington Barn? I mean, it's a very attractive old barn there, but I'm sure people don't come for that.
Well, not just that. It's a big parkland, and there's a lot of variety of people come here, and the bikes are a big attraction for other people as well as just the bikers. But it's been a popular haunt for bikers for a long, long time, and basically the whole park was given over by Lord Rivington a long time ago in a legacy for the park to be used by the people free forever.
And how long has it been popular for bikes? Do you know?
Well, as long as I can remember, anyway. And I'm not.
And how long is that?
I'm not that old, but old enough.
Now, what's this? I hear about things are tightening up here. Bikes might be restricted in parking.
Yeah, North West Water actually manage the site, and they've got plans to develop the whole area. They're after a lot of money from Millennium Commission to do it, but really it's a case of the management plan doesn't have any room for bikes whatsoever. At first they said they wanted to put the car parking charges on, and that included bikes of course, but then they've backed off from that, and everybody thinks it's all going quiet, but the thing is the management plan doesn't include bikes whatsoever.
So when you say they're going to redevelop it, I mean the barn's going to stay, isn't it, surely?
Yeah, but it's going to be changed. It's an old Saxon barn, but it's going to be changed out of recognition, really. And the whole park is going to be changed and commercialised. That's really what they want to do, is make money out of the whole thing.
And so this parking place where we are now, this is reserved for bikes, isn't it, normally?
Well, it's generally not actually reserved for bikes, but it's traditionally a spot where bikes come. But this is all going to be set out with car parking spaces and nothing else, and fully restricted. They're going to have wardens on as well, which obviously police the whole thing, you know. So yeah.
So what do people feel about these possible restrictions? I mean, it can't be too pleased then.
No, that's right. Yeah, they just talking to people. A lot of people don't know the whole story, but talking to people, they're up in arms about it. Even the local residents. They don't want the character of the place changed. They want it free for the people again.
And you're going to keep lobbying away, are you, to keep it as a biker meeting place?
Yeah, that's right. The North West Water are actually trying to get a bill through Parliament to change the legacy of Lord Rivington. That's one thing to say something against. And then the Millennium Commission money, it's really got to have public support, and at the moment it doesn't really.
Okay, so it's going to be a case of watch this space then?
That's right, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Right on cue.
Well, I'm joined here from a regular visitor here at Rivington Barn, Stephen Rutter. The guy comes here every week, is that right, Stephen?
That's right, yeah. Rain or shine.
Rain or shine, well that's a real enthusiast, that is. But I mean, there's an element of problems here at Rivington Barn. It's a seriously popular spot. It's a little quiet at the moment, but we're early and it's a little dull. I'm sure it'll be buzzing later on.
Yeah.
What are the problems that are occurring at the moment?
Well, in last week's motorcycle news, there was a guy from Owl's Motorcycle Club, and he organised a 30,000 signature petition against the water board who own this place. they're going to charge us all £1 to come here and park your bikes.
That's going to be a seriously profitable enterprise,
It would.
because there's literally thousands, isn't there?
Yeah,
During the day,
yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing, but I've been on these occasions and a summer's afternoon where there's probably 2,000 and 3,000 in and out.
Yeah.
So they want £1, not just for parking, presumably, just literally the pleasure of coming here and having a chinny
it's
with
ridiculous.
the lads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know what water boards are like, but thanks to this petition, it's all been dropped now, I believe.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. So there's some success come from it.
Yeah.
Yourself, whereabouts are you from?
Blackburn.
And this is just like first thing you do, come here on a Sunday, meet the lads, and then do you go for a ride?
Yeah, it's a good place to start off from. I mean, Blackpool is just 20 miles up the road, seaside.
Yeah, yeah. And then I know a lot of lads, they set off into the Yorkshire Dales and such, don't they, from here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful area. I mean, we're not far from Bolton, so I suppose you could always whip into Bolton, drop the missus off, let her do a bit of shopping, come up here, have a word with the lad. There's all sorts. Tell us a bit about your bike here. I'm Silverwing, am I right?
That's right, yeah. It's quite a rare model. This is an American import version though. There's a lot of firms these days importing American bikes because they're in such lovely condition. And a lot of Japanese classics, we're coming from sunny California, there's no rust at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you get a few extra little bits and pieces on this?
Yeah, well, this uses the same fairing as a GL 1100 Goldwing, so of course you can get all the nice shiny Goldwing bits on it, should you so require. I mean, I fitted that last week, a cigar lighter, whatever next.
What next? Yeah, so you can have a little bit of a smoke while you're going down the road.
Well, that's a bit dangerous, so I think I'll just fit a TV so I can keep an eye on Coronation Street while I'm
what a
riding.
good idea.
You
could watch
buy
Two Wheels
TV.
Better, couldn't you?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, on a Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock.
You can buy a TV that just plugs into a cigar lighter.
The things they have on a modern motorcycle, there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't have a day out on a bike. You've got the radio fitted, I can see that.
Yeah.
You've got your video camera. Don't video while you're riding, I presume. You just keep that.
Well, in fact, I was thinking, last year they featured some TT coverage on satellite TV with a bike-mounted camera.
So you could have a.
So I had a funny idea, sellotape in this on there.
Well, here's an interesting machine, something that you don't see too often these days. This is Alan, what's this?
It's the 1958 Velocette Venom, the 500cc model.
Very old, and I see you've even got the George Formby helmet to go with it.
Very
Eh?
similar. I don't must admit, I don't like the
Turned out
full
nice.
face helmets.
Turned out nice again, yeah, very nice. So what, 1957?
58.
58.
It's 58 engine and frame, but the tank itself is a 1960s tank, a slightly larger tank.
Right, and it's had a little bit of tender loving care. This.
Oh
It's-
yeah,
I
I've
mean,
rebuilt it completely.
Have you?
Resprayed it, rebuilt the engine up.
so how long have you owned this then?
Since I've had it 2 years now.
Right. So it's had a fair bit of work. I can see that. Yeah. And do you use this regular?
Yeah. Well, apart from my 1936 Scott, it's the only bike I've got.
Minute.
Which I just use it, enjoy driving it.
Right, but I mean, are you not tempted? I mean, when we look around a place like this here, there's loads and loads of modern bikes, all this hyper fancy technology.
There's only one thing really stops me. It's called pounds, shillings, and pence.
Well,
like, you
yeah,
know what I mean?
that's a bit. Yeah, but this is worth a few bob, isn't it?
Oh yeah, true it is. But the beauty about this as well, it's free road tax. Because it's over 25 years old, and it's quite handy. It does nearly 80 to the gallon, steady 70 miles an hour, and I pay very minimal road tax. In fact, zero road tax.
And
So
cheap insurance as well.
Yeah, £90 a year, fully comprehensive with both motorbikes.
Well, it's not worth getting rid of it, really, is it?
No, it's not, unless you make me firm offer that.
You're joking.
Now, you're a Rivington regular, as I understand it.
Right, yes, yeah.
Even on a cold day like today?
Even on a cold day, yeah. Every 2 or 3 weeks, pop down, yeah.
It's a bit of a surprise today, isn't it? I was expecting the weather to be much brighter and sunnier.
Yeah, it looked promising this morning, but as you can see, it's not brightened up yet. It's a pity it wasn't it's not as good as yesterday, that's for sure.
Oh, it's one of those things. A very tidy Triumph you got here. What about a 595? Do you fancy one of those?
I'd fancy one, but I think I could afford one. They're on about £10,000, but I've tried one though. I've been out on a demo on one. I really enjoyed it. It was very good.
Yeah. Well, you're impressed by it then, or
very
all the
impressed.
hype that you've read about it, it's true?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, the only problem I had was just the bars were a little bit too low, and I had a bit of a wrist problem on there. But apparently they're going to change that. But if I had the money, I think I'd go for one. Yeah.
I noticed on yours you got some very neat heated grips. How do you find those?
Oh, they're excellent. Yeah, I had them installed in November, and I find them very good.
Do you ride all through the winter then?
I don't ride through. It's just a weekend ride, and I go out.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've been really good. They've been beneficial. People think I'm a bit of a namby-pamby sometimes, but it's comfort.
Oh no, you've got to keep your digits warm.
I can handle my feet getting cold, but not the hands.
What about the rest of the bike? It's very nice condition. You had it from new?
Yeah, I had it from you. Yeah, I bought it Christmas before last. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's performed well.
Oh yes, it performs very well. I had a problem with the discs when I first got it; they warped. But Triumph got that sorted out very quickly, and it's been fine ever since. No problem.
So, are you a born again, or have you always been in it?
No, I'm a born again bike. I started about 2.5 years ago. I haven't ridden since I think it was 1978. I think really.
So, what was your last bike?
It was a Suzuki 250 GT.
So you've seen a few changes over the time.
I've seen a few changes over the time, yeah, that's for sure.
Sam, what on earth has happened here? Eh?
Kind of a deer going over Belmont Road.
A deer?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's in a
dear.
straight line.
Just hang on, you've been staggered at the cost of repairs.
Oh, aye.
Cost a lot of dough.
Very good, hey?
Yeah.
They droll.
Yeah, there's another one, but I've forgotten it. Go on, tell us about it. Not many people hit a deer. I mean,
No.
you know, can you not hit?
I didn't even know they were existed around here. I just tooting along, minding my own business, come down a straight, I opened it up a bit and jumped over a fence and
There it was. Can you not, like everybody else, hit cars like Mondeos or taxis and things like that?
I've hit a golf going round a roundabout once, so I've done that one. Been
Do you
there, done
feel
that.
you should be perhaps somewhere else, maybe not on the road, you know?
No, I'm expanding. I do a bit of racing, like.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah.
Oh, tell us
So-
about that then. You better stick to racing instead of on the road, it might be healthier.
Don't hit deers on.
You don't,
right,
that's
so.
no, that's
Almost
true.
hit a rabbit running across it, but.
I've got Norbert Heppner with me, and he wants to tell you all about an event they've got coming up.
Thank you. On the 27th of April, that's Sunday, there's a charity bike show held at Taylor Brothers Social Club in Eccles on Barton Lane. There'll be lots to see, lots to do. There's a bike show, £3 for entry, £1 just to come in and have a look. It's all in aid of charity. The charities are some local children's charities and the National Association for Bikers with a Disability. That's on the 27th of April.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. Well, you've heard of classic bikes and you've heard of vintage bikes, and this is really a new classic, to say the very least. I've got with me Steve Turton, who has built this amazing bike, if you can hear above the sound of a Harley. Steve, tell us a little bit. I haven't seen this bike. Lots of bikes like this you'd seen some of the bike magazines. Why haven't I seen this one about?
I've just made it.
That's a good answer. What was the inspiration for it?
I like British bikes, but they were never powerful enough, and they didn't have the reliability, or not what I want, so I decided to build it, and 18 months work, that's it.
Did you have a wing before, or did you get it from a breaker's yard?
No. It was American import. The engine's done 11,000 miles.
Yeah.
Built the frame, built the tanks, built the handlebars, levers, brackets. I just designed it and made it.
Well, it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, did you model it on anything from museums? The tank in particular, that cylindrical tank, is that modelled on anything?
I wanted something that was somewhere between a Brough Superior and an Indian, an old Indian, and I couldn't do some of the exotic mouldings, so I decided on that. And
it really looks the base. And what about the bars? Have you made the handlebars?
Yeah, I made those. Had a lot of problems, but ended up making them from solid steel.
It's absolutely amazing. And what about the guards? Can you tell us your secrets? I mean, have you made the guards, or are they off from something else?
Well, the actual fins, the guards, the fenders themselves are bought. We had them plated, built the brackets on, built everything else, but they're pretty much standard mud guards.
I mean, it's amazing. Even the little side boxes, you got a battery in one, I presume, and tools in the other?
Yeah, battery and electrics. That's it, really. I've got 2 petrol tanks on there, air horns, 4-cylinder, water-cooled, electronic ignition, shaft drive. I think I've got the reliability this time.
What's this on the right there? Is that hydraulic reservoir or expansion tank or what?
Yeah, it's for the brakes. I wanted to stop this thing.
Good idea.
So there's 3 discs on it, so I've kept some of the things that I really need to improve really on the old design. So I've got discs, I can stop it and it'll pick its feet up.
I can well imagine. And the front forks there, I take it the springs on the top are just for decoration?
Yeah.
So sorry to spoil it.
Well, yeah, I couldn't afford the full springers, and yeah, it just sets it off and carries a nice theme, I think, for 1927s.
Yeah. And you've even developed your own rear suspension then, as well?
Yes. Yeah, made that up. That's.
What do you do? You're an engineer anyway, are you?
No, I'm a podiatrist.
But now we're just going to hear what this sounds like. It doesn't sound much like a Goldwing.
Rivington Barn, famous for motorcyclists gathering and having a chinny and then going for a ride afterwards. But not just motorcyclists come here. Inside the barn, there's people selling artefacts and antiques and things like that, bric-a-brac. There's people coming along to buy it, and there's also people like this gentleman and his son here who are having a bit of a picnic, and I gather been for a walk. What's your opinion about all these here dirty, greasy, noisy bikers? Which I don't believe they are for a minute, but that's the description they're given.
I don't mind them at all. Like I was saying, I'd love to get another bike again myself.
Oh, your heart's into biking anyway, is it?
Oh yeah, I thoroughly enjoy just looking around them. It's great.
So you don't believe for a minute that the gathering of several hundred bikers here on a Sunday afternoon is an annoyance, or even shouldn't be here, perhaps?
No, not at all.
No.
You know, I'd love to be here on a bike myself, given the money and the opportunities again.
Well, it's been a good day here at the barn, although freezing, as it happens. We're going to visit various different places on Two Wheels Better, different locations, loads of bikers to talk to, only in warmer climates, am I right?
Exactly, yeah.
We refuse to get out.
Speaking of which, Jeff's got more layers on there than I've ever seen in my life.
I'm lovely and warm, I am.
Oh, yeah, you should be too. So you're off now, are you, Jeff, on a nice trip 200 miles down the motorway to Solihull?
Exactly.
Is it 200 miles?
Thereabouts.
Yeah, there we go. Right, start her up and get lost. Jeff says goodbye by the means of a Ducati.
Superbike. A world of taking man and machine to the ultimate limit. Jeff was invited to Carl Fogarty's house, although in the yard by the tennis court stood a mobile home almost as big.
Carl, it really is luxurious in here. I'm very, very impressed. How long have you had this motorhome?
We've had it 12 months now. We got it new last April for the '96 season. So we've always had an American motorhome, so this is the best one we've had yet.
Yeah, and so the expanding sides. And how long is it? It looks about 300 foot long. How long?
Not quite, 32 foot.
32 foot. First race at Phillip Island. How did you feel yourself? You got second overall.
Yeah, I was pleased with that. I think, you know, if somebody said to me before I went there, would you settle for a second and a fourth, I think I'd have said yes, because you go that way. I've been out there a few weeks before, and I didn't want to be going all that way and come back with nothing. And I was fastest in testing before the race, so in the back of my mind it would have been nice to win, but it didn't go too good, to be honest. Through qualifying we struggled with a lot of problems, mainly getting grip in mid-corner and getting the bike to hold the line, which is problems I've never really come across before with the Ducati. So.
And it was wet in the first race?
Yeah, it was wet for the first one, and I'm not the best rider in the world in the wet, I always say, but I had a good ride, and I just kept my head together and kept on while the others were crashing everywhere.
Yeah, I know. It was a bit of a disaster area for a lot, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it might happen, because in the warm-up in the morning, we all found out how slippy it was, and there were a lot of crashes in the warm-up, so I thought for the first 6-7 laps I'll take it steady and see what happens, and I found myself in second place after 9 laps, and then that was it. It was easy from then.
So you thought that wasn't bad. Then what actually happened? You were going well in the second race until you had this rather unusual tyre problem, to say the least, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a problem I've never had before. You know, I'm sure Michelin will be sorting the problem out. They are the best tyres in the world, and they'll get it right for the next round. But they had a problem at the end of the race, and cost me any chance of winning it, to be honest. But luckily I did finish, and I got 4th, so it could have been worse. I could have maybe broke down.
Yeah. One of those things. So what's it like being back in the Ducati team then? I know you had a very close attachment to them before you went to Honda, but a good feeling to be back?
Yeah, it's nice to be back. It's a lot more relaxed sort of atmosphere, like I said it was before I left, you know. I don't feel under as much pressure that I probably felt with Honda, you know. It always seemed a lot harder to ride with Honda than it does for Ducati. You feel like your own boss in some ways. You can just dictate what you want to do more than you could at Honda. So, but you know, the bike suits my style sure a lot better than the Honda did. So it's good to be back, to be honest. Yeah.
Are the team members any different? I don't so much mean Neil Hudson in there, but the actual mechanics and the crew. I mean, are they all sort of friends of yours of old, or has there been a change there?
No, the team's almost 90% the same as it was in '95. I think the only person that's different is the suspension guy was Anders Anderson in '95, and now that's another guy called John. But apart from that, Slick, my mechanic from then, he's back with me, and my Italian mechanics we had in '95, I've got them back. So it's just the same setup, really.
It can't go, let alone the 1000cc limits anyway. The Ducati's right on the edge there, 996 now for this year. Have you noticed a big difference in the back? Is it just engine changes, or what else has happened since you last?
I thought, to be honest, the bike was very similar to '95, but having just tested in Misano, and we're getting problems we never had before, and I just thought it might have been just one circuit at Phillip Island, but it's not. The bike is completely different than what it was in '95. When I rode it in '95, it was a 955. Now it's a 996, I think. Yeah. So that's altered the whole handling, the whole chassis, everything really on the bike. It's a little bit more unstable in the corner. I think probably because the power characteristics are a lot different now. We're definitely finding it hard to get the setups at the circuits we've been to that they had in '95, when we've gone back to the notes from '95 and put it to them. It just doesn't feel right at all. We're having to sort of forget what we did in '95 and try and find the best way for it to work again. It's not easy.
So is this one similar in any way? Is it still completely different to the Honda? Because you always felt at home on the Ducati, and the change to the Honda, you never felt as though the handling wasn't so much wrong, but it didn't suit your style, did it?
No, the Honda was a big problem for me mid-corner. I could never get the thing to get any. I couldn't get any grip mid-corner, to be honest. When I tried to carry the corner speed that I do, and lean it that further over than the other guys to carry through the middle of the corner, I was just breaking traction everywhere, and that was a big problem for me last year.
On the 18th of May, Two Wheels Better will be at the BMF show in Peterborough to capture all the excitement and atmosphere of Europe's biggest one-day show. And you could win free tickets in our competition. Simply tell us when the first edition of Two Wheels Better was broadcast last year. Was it on A, the 1st of October, B, the 2nd of October, or C, the 3rd of October? Answers on a postcard or sealed down envelope to Two Wheels Better, Granada TV, Key Street, Manchester, M60 9EA. That's Two Wheels Better, Granada TV, Key Street, Manchester, M60 9EA.